This is Tusculum College football, and this is the Jerry Odom Show. The Jerry Odom Show is brought to you in part by your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1947. Sodexo, proud food supplier of Tusculum College. By Creekside Markets, stop in and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza today. By Premier Transportation, the official bus provider for Tusculum College Athletics. And brought to you in part by Comcast. The Jerry Odom Show begins now. The Tusculum Pioneers and the North Greenville University Crusaders would meet on the gridiron for the 8th time from Pioneer Field. Hello everyone, Brian Stayton for the Jerry Odom Show, to be joined by the 17th coach in program history, Coach Jerry Odom, coming up in just a few moments. This was one of those games that I have actually circled on the calendar and was looking forward to. Not sure if you remember last year's fiasco that we had down in Tigerville during the homecoming celebration, where we sat through the homecoming crowd for at least 5 different tours for North Greenville to celebrate their either homecoming queen or king. And if you missed it the first time, you definitely got a chance to congratulate them the second, the third, the fourth. But by the 5th time, I had had enough. I was hoping that we would have had some type of a function this year on campus where we would have made it difficult for anybody who was trying to attend the game for it to be difficult or at least somewhat comical. That didn't happen, and we wouldn't have done that anyway. I would have considered it, but yet I can sit here and talk, but I probably wouldn't have acted. The reason we talk about it is because of what the Crusaders have done with their football program. Since Coach Farrington has been there, it has definitely been one of the top teams in the region. They'll be members of the Gulf South Conference, or at least have the allegiance for football. They will stay with their other sports in Conference Carolinas. Their football program got a chance to host the Citadel, yes, because of Hurricane Matthew just last week on a Thursday night. But still, what program is able to do that an FCS team will come to your place and play a game, giving up a home game? That's the type of program that Coach Farrington has built, and that is nothing but a compliment. Last year it was a team that did gain over 500 yards of offense, and 397 of that came on the ground, and 312 of that came from Ashton Hurd. Unfortunately for the Pioneers, Ashton Hurd still wears number 22 for the Crusaders and will be back again this year. So the Crusaders were coming in, and the history of this series has not necessarily favored the Pioneers, albeit it did very early. I believe back in 1995 was the first meeting between the teams from Greer, South Carolina. North Greenville didn't even have a facility at that particular time. We were playing at high school games, and of course they were coming off being just a 2-year program to begin with. Then it was another 9 years later that they would play again. Tusculum would win by their largest margin of the series at 44-0. But here of late, as an alliance member with the South Atlantic Conference, the Crusaders have actually gone through the South Atlantic Conference and bought themselves rings to indicate that they had actually been an Alliance Conference champion. Who's to say they weren't the conference champions just 2 years ago? They were one of the best teams in the region. There's no question about that. And that's when Coach Farrington came into the program, took over, rebuilt it after the previous coach left to take the Delta State job in the Gulf South, and then has moved on since then. But it's definitely a program that has been on the rise. So what we were hoping for this year would be a little bit different, and it was a little bit. Pioneers did stop Ashton Hurd. He didn't have 312 yards. However, Will Hunter had a big day. Threw for nearly 300 yards. Our secondary wasn't great. We gave up 10 of 16 on third downs, and of those 10, 9 of them were at least third down and 6 or more, including a third down and 17, third down and 12, third and 11, third and 10. Things that Coach Odom is going to talk to us about, and you'll see that little bit of tempo beat right here. It will accelerate as he continues to talk about third down conversions. Pioneers didn't stop North Greenville on the third downs for the most part and lost the game by a final score of 31-7. Bright note, Pioneers did take the bull by the horns as it is. They won the toss, deferred to the second half, kicked off to North Greenville, got a 3 and out, then drove the field, took a lead, 7-0. It's the second lead of the year for the Pioneers, and the first time this season that they scored on the opening possession. Things are moving in the right direction for the Pioneers. However, against the Crusaders, it's their 4th straight loss. The series now belongs to the Crusaders 5-3, and when they really get into the Gulf South as a full member, will we get a chance to even it up? We know we'll play them next year, but what about the following? That is still yet to be determined. When we come back, we chat with Pioneer coach Jerry Odom, show you some of the highlights of the game. The Pioneers fall to the Crusaders of North Greenville University 31-7. Back with your highlights when the Jerry Odom Show continues. Your Greenville Light and Power System, an electrical distributor of TVA, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Your Greenville Light and Power is dedicated to excellence in service and reliability. Visit online at glps.net. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day. And we welcome you back into the Jerry Odom Show. The Tusculum Pioneers fall to the Crusaders of North Greenville University this past Saturday. It was the 8th meeting all time between the two schools, and the Crusaders get the 5th win. It is a good series, been a good series. Coach Barrington has really kind of resurrected that program. We're joined by Pioneer coach Jerry Odom. You talked to us going in that, you know, they've got a great running game. It kind of sets up their passing game. Quarterback that kind of that you just do what you need to do to get us by. Felt like you did a good job against the running game on Saturday.
Well, you know, we gave up a couple late. You gave up a 38-yard run late and a 27-yard run late. They had 156 yards out on 44 carries, 45 carries. So you don't give up those two, and we had a good call on both of them. Our nose guard didn't get across on a blitz. One time I thought my D-line coach was going to kill him. I had to kind of go, coach, it's okay, even though I was not real happy either. But at the same time, I was happy with the effort against the running game because I think they're a pretty good running football team. Now, we on the back end, it's probably the worst game we've played. I didn't think our corners played very well. Thought we maybe got a questionable call or two against our safeties playing catch man-to-man. You know, but for the most part, I thought the safeties played solid, but I was disappointed that our corners didn't challenge them more.
You know, they big wide receivers. Mason Sanders,
they do.
You know, he's 6'6". He's tough. But Hunter was very accurate. I thought
he was.
Pretty accurate
He was. He had probably the best game I've seen him play. Seems like that's happened to us a lot, but he played very, very well. You know, and again, you know, he put the ball where it needed to be, and give them all the credit in the world. You know, we shot ourselves in the foot on 3rd down again. That's really disappointing when you're winning 1st or 2nd down, and that's something we preach is win 1st or 2nd down, and then get off the field. 3rd down's our money down. Right now, I would say we're broke. You know, I mean, if 3rd down's your money down, we are probably overdrawn because we have not done a good job with that. You know, schematically, we're going to look at some different things. You know, getting ready for our next game, and just make sure that we're doing the right things to be fundamentally sound and the right type of calls.
Now, offensively, boy, you came out, you set the tone. Defense 3 and out, offense comes in, gets a touchdown, takes the lead. Hadn't done that this year.
No.
And really seemed as if you had shocked them a little bit.
I think so.
But it was a 3rd and 12 or a 3rd and 17 that seemed to get them going. But let's say your offense initially came out and really took the bull by the horns.
I think that we made some strides. We completed more passes. We're over 50%, which is, I think, the first for the year. But the thing that we got to do a better job, and I talked to Malcolm about that, is throwing guys into yak yardage. Yak yardage is yards after catch, and we didn't have any. We were diving for the balls, and we were catching them, but we were getting nothing after the catch. The one that we did was our tight end made a great run, and that was even a low ball that he had to catch. So we still got to be much more accurate with our throws, but at least we did complete a few, and it kept him from playing a full 9 in the box on us at all times.
That is just an overview of what the Tusculum Pioneers did. Let's go ahead and take a look at your highlights of Tusculum versus North Greenville University. Once again, from Pioneer Field, we're playing at home. Pioneers at home against these Crusaders of North Greenville. Start out with our opening drive. The Pioneers Actually, it was North Greenville won, or Tusculum wins the toss first in
First.
the second half, and so the Crusaders will have it. I really do believe you set a very good tone right off the bat from the very beginning. And against Ashton Hurd, a guy who had 317 yards rushing last year, really limited.
Well, I think we're better up front, maybe than we were last year. Just looking at the tape and stuff, I thought our guys didn't even play their best. Right here, we just got to do a better job in press coverage, getting our hands on the guys. Can't give them a free release, but we get them in a 3rd and long. We go to cover 2. Right here, I thought he was going to throw a pick to us because we did a good job creeping back down the hash. Later on, we didn't do that, and that's why they completed a few of them, because our backers got to get on the hash and cover 2 better. But that was a great 3 and out, get a good punt return. We make a dumb penalty, but we still got good field position at the 45. Come out. Initially, right there, we got to cut that back. Tony Bell was a little too fast early on. We were looking for the cut back. We were cutting the nose right there. Come back out, same type of play. Right here, it's a little bend play. Safe, get to the safety, get about 5 yards. So we get down, to a 3rd and 5 right here. Getting Nick England back obviously helps us a little bit. Throw a little quick out on time, again low, great catch by Nick. If he throws and catches it, now he makes a guy miss, then we're good. Run a little trap play, quarterback turned the wrong way right there. He's got to turn the opposite way, so it pulled the linebacker into it. They get a personal foul, which always helps. Come back again, run the power. The backside guard's got to block the linebacker. The pulling guard floated over the top, block nobody. If he blocks the backer, we got the play. That we need right there. Come back, throw the ball again. Got a little, again, the bench route. That's probably the best throw of the day for Malcolm. Threw it on time, threw it on rhythm. That's what we're trying to get him to do more and more. Come back out, run the outside zone or a little toss play. Good job of getting a body on a body initially. Still got to finish our blocks, but we get about 5 or 6 yards. Then we come back and we run a little lead straight or cut back zone play. Good cut right there. Nice job on the front side. Great job by the center climbing. And then we end up getting into the end zone for an early 7-0 lead.
An 8-play, 57-yard drive, 4:24 off the clock. The other thing is you're converting on 3rd downs on the drive. That really helps. We move along as North Greenville has been able to take the lead. They've actually scored 17 unanswered against the Pioneers, and it gets some good momentum here before the half with an exciting player in Jay Boyd.
Yeah, Jay Boyd, great, really well blocked. I thought our special teams may have had their best game. If he'd have just probably stayed outside and maybe tried to outrun that guy, but we get a 65-yard return right there, or 60-yard return, and set our offense up in pretty good field position. Tried to just get an easy throw for Malcolm, but obviously he just threw it away. Come back right here, throw a curl flat concept right there with a stick route by the tight end. Threw that on time pretty well. Got the first down to Chavis, I believe. Come back, we run a little cut play. Again, Tony's too fast. He's got to cut that back. If he cuts it back, then we got exactly what we want.
I think Tony sometimes thinks I got to get to the hole quickly instead of patiently.
I agree. Tries to take a shot right here. Should have thrown it on a rope right there because they were playing in kind of a cover 2 look right there. Come back for the stick route. He should have thrown the curl. If throws the curl, we'll get the first down. It was wide open, the one he just completed. Go for a field goal right before the half, trying to cut it to a 1-score lead, knowing we got the ball coming out, and we just push the field goal to the left. Will's struggling a little bit this year, but he's got to just keep on working at it.
And for him, that is a struggle for him now. 4 of 11 on the season, just unheard of based on the type of season he had. So North Greenville will have the lead at halftime. We start the second half, and Tony Bell slows down a little bit in the backfield.
Yeah, that time he slowed down, got there, got an 8-yard gain, hits the trap right here. We opened again the wrong way, but he hits the trap for about 20 right here against a 50 front. We got a little trap this week that we put in, and so we're right down, inside the 40. Right here, we just don't do a very good job on the backside of hinging. We got to hinge to keep that guy from running us down on the backside. So we get a 2nd and long, come back, throw a little quick out. Again, it's low. You'd like to have that thing a little higher. Does get us to a 3rd and manageable right here. Get some pressure with an inside move. He scrambles. Really should have caught that ball, I thought. That was not what we were looking for. But it was a good scramble, kept the play going, and I thought we should have gotten the catch.
With punted away. North Greenville has it. They're actually deep in their own territory. They actually started at their own 1 yard line. Able to move it out. Here face a 1st and 10. Ashton Hurd, not a whole lot. Some guys that have some big names we're talking about this year. Brent Williams and Brandon Williams were big on this defensive drive.
Yeah, they did a good job on this drive. Tried to, pretty good throw right here. I didn't think he came down with the ball. He didn't finish the catch, but they gave it to him. That's their prerogative. They said he had 2 feet down. He may have. They come back and try to run the split zone. Again, pretty good job. 1st and 2nd down weren't the problem for us, folks. It was 3rd down, obviously. Come back. We're in Tampa 2 right here. We get a sack with Brent Williams, and we're able to get off the field. We moved Brent inside to give a little more speed and brought in a couple other faster guys. Come back out, get the ball again, low throw, but we do catch it. Great catch by Nick again. So we get to a 3rd and 5. Great catch right here by Shippey. If we get a block right there and don't just run past that guy, we might have gotten a bigger play, but we're down to the 30-yard line. Throw it out here. Nice job just pushing vertical by Eric. He gets a nice 6-7 yard gain on 1st down. Come back, try to run that little zone play, make somebody miss. Thought we got a bad spot right there. It looked like you got the 1st down, but they didn't give it to him. But then we punch it on through, almost score. We're driving the football now again. I mean, I think that you're seeing spurts of what we can be. We just got to be more consistent. So when we come back out, we try to run the split zone. Should have been a cutback right here. We had to take Jordan Shippey out. He hurt his shoulder. Put another back in there, and he wasn't as patient right there. He should have looked for the cutback. So it puts us in a 2nd and long. Come out. We're trying to run steamers. Look at Will Boney to your left. You think he's open? I mean, he wasn't even supposed to look the other side, and that's something we got to get Malcolm to understand. Just don't throw it to Nick no matter what. Right here, we were trying to throw front pylon, but he threw it late. You got to throw that ball on time before the break, and they get a pick, and that kind of squelches our scoring drive there in the 2nd half.
A lot of things you can look at and break down in the game, and I think the things that I'll look at just by the numbers, I'll say how good is the team based on 3rd down conversion, how you stop a team, and then how long you hang on to the football. And I think for this team, they were great at converting on 3rd downs, but when you go 3rd and 6 or longer, 10 times they converted on 3rd down, 9 times those were 3rd down, 6 or longer.
I know.
And I think that was one of the biggest. I think that was the biggest difference in this.
It lost us the game. It's a glaring weakness of ours right now that we got to get over. I mean, you work so hard to get to 3rd and 6. We talked all week. They ran for 400 yards last year, and we worked so hard in the running game. And then, like, if we're in cover 2, we don't get in our right drops, or we're playing 2-man, we don't stay inside leverage, or we're playing man free, we don't challenge, or playing cover 3, we don't reroute. It's just these little things, and I thought in the back end, even at linebacker, is probably our worst game that we've played on 3rd down, and we've got to get that corrected, because if we'd corrected that, that may have been a 10-7 ball game or a 14-17 ball game. We were in the game, but these are the things that keep us from winning games right now. And we've got to get better at them.
And Pioneers will, because Pioneers, every time you see them play something different, they seem to improve each and every week. North Greenville gets the win. They go to 4-3. They'll get North Alabama next week. Pioneers will get Limestone homecoming. We'll talk about that when we return after this. It's the Jerry Odom Show from the Pioneer Sports Network. Premier Transportation. From the moment you step onto any of the motor coaches, it's clear they pay attention to details. They make sure you have the top-of-the-line amenities, the industry's most innovative technology, and the most advanced safety features to ensure every mile of your journey is a smooth one from coast to coast. The Premier Fleet. Escape the ordinary. The journey is half the fun. Premier Transportation, the official bus provider for Tusculum College Athletics. Welcome back into the Jerry Odom Show. It's time for our player profile time, and this is the time of the program where we get a chance to highlight some of the players who have done some really, really good things of late. And we can really even go back 2 weeks ago during Hurricane Matthew when Brandon Williams really emerged as one of the go-to defensive players. He's really getting comfortable with his outside linebacker or the bandit position for this Pioneer team. Wearing number 34 for the Pioneers, he's come up with 12 tackles, 7 tackles in the last 2 games. Against Wingate, it was his career high in 12 tackles. Last week, it was 7 tackles, 4.5 of those occurred behind the line of scrimmage for a new career high for Brandon Williams. Each of the last 2 games, he has established a career high. So we congratulate the young sophomore out of Morrow, Georgia, for a banner 2 weeks as our player spotlight and our Applebee's Player of the Week. It's time to take a look at our post-game wrap-up, and the numbers not favorable for the Pioneers. North Greenville finishing with 26 turnovers, or 26 first downs. The Pioneers with just 12. 8 of those on the ground, 15 through the air for the Crusaders. Pioneers ran for 68 yards. The Crusaders 159, a stark contrast from last year's 397. And they attempted 41 rushes for just a 3.9-yard average. Pioneers should feel good about that. Passing, though, North Greenville throws for 306, Tusculum for 131. Pendergrass, though, 13 of 23 on the day, throws for over 50% for the first time this season. However, just 5.7 yards per attempt and just 10 yards per completion. Total offense, North Greenville still piling up the numbers. 72 plays, 465 yards. Tusculum just 53 plays, only 199 this week. For the Pioneers punting, Hunter Cantrell, a good day, 7 punts, a 41.7-yard average for the Pioneers. And time of possession, North Greenville 31 minutes, 32 seconds. Tusculum 28 minutes, 28 seconds. North Greenville killed the last 6 minutes and 38 seconds of the game and dominated time of possession in the fourth quarter. Third down's huge, 10 of 16 for North Greenville, just 3 for 13 for the Pioneers. Another big number we thought was key, score in the red zone. Tusculum 1 for 3 with the turnover. North Greenville finishing 2 for 2. Now, North Greenville remaining the only Division II team that has scored every single time that they have been able to reach the red zone. Going into the contest, they were 13 of 14 in touchdowns. Now, 16 trips to the red zone, and now with those 15 touchdowns and 1 field goal inside the red zone. That's an astronomical number. Will Hunter and this coaching staff doing a great job scoring when they get into the area to score. Crusaders improve to 4-3, get North Alabama. The Pioneers fall to 1-5, and they get Limestone for homecoming. We're back to wrap it up with Pioneer coach Jerry Odom. That's when the Jerry Odom Show continues after this. Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County. Welcome back into the Jerry Odom Show. The Pioneers take on the Saints of Limestone College. They play from Gaffney High School, which is a high school power there in northern South Carolina. However you want to look at that, it seems it wins state championships as if it's a conference championship. And a lot of NFL money gone into that program as well. However, the Saints seem to be, flourishing from some of that. They're having more success than they have had in the past. Last year, the Pioneers go down there and win somewhat of an emotional game for a lot of the guys from South Carolina and a lot of the Gaffney kids. So they get a chance to come in here, homecoming. Hopefully it'll still be emotional for us. And it's one of those games I think you look at on your schedule that, this is a team that wants to prove itself. We're Tusculum established. We've got to be able to at least establish something this week. Will we have that opportunity against this team?
Yeah, I think so. That he's got them believing. They won against Catawba in that rainstorm 6-0 with 31 yards of offense. Catawba turned one over. They picked it up, scooped it up, ran it in. They end up winning 6-0. So they're winning games in all different kind of ways. They beat LR, and when LR turned it over 5 times. So I think there's a factor there. We cannot turn the ball over. We got to be able to run the football. They're another odd front team that will play on defense or odd front. They'll play quarters. They'll play a lot of cover 3 and quarters behind it, which is a too high look. They slant their front all over the place, so we just got to be sound on what we're trying to do when we run the football. We got to be able to throw it some. They'll play a lot of man-to-man. We got to be able to win some of those battles. man-to-man. On offense, they're a true spread unit, a lot like what you see Marshall do, because that's where Coach Fury came from. He's calling the offense more 10 personnel, a little bit of 11. 10 would be 4 wide receivers, 1 back. 11 would be 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and 1 back. And young quarterback, but from a very good program in Middle Georgia, Northside Warner Robins. Pretty good runner, solid thrower. But if his first and second options aren't there, he's going to pull it down and run it. I think they're solid up front because those guys have been playing together for 3 or 4 years now. So they're getting seniors for the first time and things of that nature. But I do believe that we can win the football game. I don't think there's any doubt about it, but we've got to play better than we did in the back end last week. Got to stop the run like we always talk about and get off the field on 3rd down. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Need another great, because the one thing I was very happy with was how hard we played on special teams last week. We had a chance to block 2 kicks. We returned 1. We had 2 returns for over 30 yards. We've got to play with that same passion on special teams. And I think because Curry Webb does an outstanding job of scheming people up with fakes and different looks and things like that, but we got to execute those things. And last week, hopefully, we took a step forward in getting better at that. It'll be homecoming. I think our kids are excited. They want to prove themselves, man. They're tired of losing. They're tired of because we practice hard, man. We go at it, and I think they just want to get another W under their belt and hopefully get it. We still got Mars Hill and Catawba, and Carson Newman's a game that's a rivalry game, so we need to have a good finish when we get started here.
The Tusculum Pioneers and the Limestone Saints will meet for the 2nd time all time. Coach Odom and Coach Fury will meet again. Well, he says that they may have seen each other in the arena.
I'm too old for him.
The guy's the all-time leading rusher at that time.
Yeah.
So Fury wouldn't even been able to stop him then either.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But anyway, they'll meet for the first time on the gridiron this coming Saturday. We hope that you'll join us. It'll be Tusculum and Limestone. You can watch it through TusculumPioneers.com or tune in to the Pioneer Sports Network. AM 1450 WSMG will begin coverage at 1:30. We'll kick it off at 2:30. But come on back, alumni. Enjoy the festivities for the entire weekend, Homecoming 2016. For Coach O, for Nathan Hubbard, I'm Brian Stayton. Tusculum and Limestone, Saturday, we'll kick it off at 2:30. And you can review it right back here on The Jerry Odom Show. This has been The Jerry Odom Show. The Jerry Odom Show is brought to you in part by your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1947. Sodexo, proud food supplier of Tusculum College. By Creekside Markets, stop in and pick up a Hunt Brothers pizza today. By Premier Transportation, the official bus provider for Tusculum College Athletics. And brought to you in part by Comcast. Join us next time for more Pioneer football on The Jerry Odom Show.